Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ajua and I hope this video finds you well. If you are new to this place, please consider subscribing, and to all my returning subscribers, thank you so much for your support and welcome back. In this video, I don't have any fragrance to showcase, no new thing, no top 10 list, nothing. However, this is for especially people who are attempting to set up a fragrance channel, or people who are new to fragrance reviews and just want, a little bit of direction. I am a rookie here. It's been just 1 year since I started a fragrance channel. I was exactly 1 year on YouTube on the 15th of June, and I say thank you so much because the thanks belong to all of you who have helped me to develop this channel and still growing. Thank you so much. If you are new and you just want to learn some few tips and tricks, which can help you along the way, because there are so many things I feel if I had knew from the beginning, I think some of the information were out there. I just didn't do my research well, and I fell victim for a lot of things. And I just wish a lot of people will learn from some of these things, and a little tip and trick, here and there. So first of all, let me just say, before you start a fragrance review channel, you should know your niche. You should know which particular audience you want to target. Are you going to go in the Middle Eastern route, the designer or niche route? Because those are the two main categories that a lot of people know. There are other categories, but I think the main two are the Middle Eastern and then the designer and niche category. For me, I know a lot of people know me because of Middle Eastern fragrances, because whenever I upload a Middle Eastern fragrance video, that is where I get a lot of my views. At other times where I put up videos for designer and niche, I know they are not going to do well because a lot of people have boxed you, and that is what normally happens. People will box you into a certain category for the most part. In most instances, you have a very few select people who have really been able to mesh the two together, and whenever they do those two fragrances or those videos, a lot of people tune in regardless of whatever they make. And that one is like a matter of time. You have to grow your audience, but as a starter, you should know your niche, because people will box you, unfortunately, into either Middle Eastern or designer and niche, for the most part. So you should know your audience, and before you also know your audience, you should also know what you gravitate towards. Don't just make the videos because you feel it's going to get the views. Do you really enjoy what you're going to film? Is it something that you enjoy yourself? Are those fragrances you enjoy? Just because Middle Eastern fragrances videos are doing well doesn't mean when you do it, it's going to do well. For some reason, the algorithm, has a way of playing on us, but in whichever way you find yourself, you should first of all establish your niche. Do you want to be known as the Middle Eastern girl or guy, or you want to be known as the designer or niche person? So at least you should find your way. However, there's always a balance. Even if you find your niche, as a person, you cannot say, oh, I only enjoy Middle Eastern fragrances, or I only enjoy niche fragrances. Definitely you might have a mix of both, but people will unfortunately categorize or cage you into one sort of niche. So you should just try and establish that, because when you put up videos which are gearing towards those kind of niche, that is when you have the numbers that people have associated you with. So that is the first thing. The second point I would like to make is a tricky one. This one is a piece of advice based on observation, and experience. And this one is when you want to, maybe you want to just do your very first video. You want to, bring up your very first video. And sometimes for some people, they are so fortunate the very first video is a hit. Others, we have to struggle before you get some visibility. But what I've learned is that if you want to get some visibility, within your first 3 videos, wait until there is a very hot new release. It can be a little, messy, but wait until you have a very hot release. Maybe there's a new release of a fragrance that a lot of people are anticipating, and then you make sure that you are part of the top 2, the first 3-4 people to review that fragrance. then you can get some visibility, because once the fragrance is new, everybody is like on the edge trying to know how it smells like, what it looks like. So once you know, I've seen people that, you know, the first video that they put up is like a very new release, and then boom, they have the numbers, and based on that you can have the subscribers and all those things, you know. But there's also a downside to that, because once you do that, the expectation is that you are always going to be the one to bring new releases, you know. So it has both some positive and negative, you know, sides. But if you just want to get your foot inside the whole fragrance review and be visible, you know, like early on, just try that trick. Be one of the first people to review a certain kind of fragrance that is like newly released, and based on that, people would, you know, subscribe and would want to know whatever you bring out, you know, to see if you would you'll be able to surpass the first video that for which they know you for. So that is like a trick for people who just want to get a visibility early. But that one is not like so sustainable, because it means you always have to be, people will be expecting that you always have to be one that is always bringing new releases. And that also leads me to the third point, which is the budget, because new releases comes with the budget, the money. How much are you willing to spend? Are you doing the fragrance review as a hobby, or you're expecting money out of it? For personally, I just got monetized on YouTube. I'm exactly 1 year on YouTube. I got monetized like 2 months ago. And even that, it has to go through some verification of address and all those things before you can see any money. So you are expending a lot of money into buying fragrances, even if you are in the Middle Eastern category, which, you know, people would assume is like on the low budget, cheap. Let me tell you, it is not that cheap, because the numbers add up. Even if you are buying any fragrance for like $20, $30. For example, you get a fragrance like Infinite Rose, which is about $30, right? Okay, let's say you get this one. Then a new release comes, which is like 20, which is like 15, 40. The numbers add up. No matter what you do, the numbers add up. So you have to really be planned whether you can sustain that, you know. So you have to have a plan. Do you intend to upload weekly, monthly, as and when you get a new fragrance, as and when there's something exciting? You need to really plan all those things, and all those things are based on your budget. If you don't have the budget to be buying new fragrances, then there's very little that you can do in terms of the reviews, you know, because people tune in because they want to see, first of all, new things. They want to see top 10 lists, they want to see top 20 lists, and all those are numbers that require money and a budget. You need to know how to budget your money to be able to satisfy yourself and then your audience. And also, based on that, I just want to advise that in doing so, just make sure that whatever you do, you don't get yourself into debt. When you are in the continent of Africa, where you don't have that policy of you returning things, especially like fragrances, then you are stuck with whatever you buy. In other jurisdictions, people, you know, buy fragrances, come and showcase it, highlight it, and then return them. And then that would be a declutter video. But for some of us, we don't have that luxury of decluttering and returning those fragrances. So you are stuck with the fragrances. So you make sure that whatever you are buying is something that, first of all, you love, something that you know you can live with, something that you know if you're parting away with your money, you can, you know, live with. And make sure that in doing so, you don't get yourself into debt, because there is nothing fancy about being in debt and then looking glamorous on YouTube. There's nothing worth, you know, doing. There's nothing worthy about that. So please make sure you have a budget, and then you don't you know, there's always, you know, an over budget somewhere. There's always an expenditure that you don't expect when it comes to fragrances. But in as much as possible, make sure that you don't get yourself into a lot of debt, or even any debt, in just satisfying people's curiosity. So the next one I have is that you should always try and add value to your videos. Yes, I enjoy seeing top 10 videos. I enjoy seeing new fragrances. I enjoy seeing all manner of categories when, you know, people are bringing tens and hundreds of fragrances to showcase. I enjoy them. However, there are some fragrance channels that I have begun to absolutely adore. For example, Dr. Claire Smith, you know, I will link her channel in the description. She is one person who, you know, gives something different. It's not always about lists, fragrances, reviews. She gives value. And I find that very resourceful. Be a resourceful person. Yes, I will enjoy your videos when you bring me the top 10, the new ones, but give some value. not only, those list all the time. Get some value, give people information, give people other things that they would otherwise would have not known about some fragrances, which is not always a new showcase, or bringing new fragrances to them. Give them something, information, give them some data, give them something beneficial, something new. Not only will that spice up your channel, it is also going to challenge you yourself to learn more about fragrances, and the history and other things about fragrances. So I think when you add, I like channels that also add value to their channels, rather than always list top 10 that, I enjoy them, but add some value, as in everything that you do, just add some value to it, and then you create a market for yourself in doing so. So the next one I would like to say is that you are not too big to reply to people's messages. Honestly, if there is one thing that I find a bit, disappointing, is the fact that I watch a lot of videos, and the most interesting part of watching people's video is reading their comments, reading comments by people. And then we see people who have dedicated their times to watch these videos, commented, said something, appreciated your video, and there is no reply. I find that quite rude. I guess feel like no matter how busy you are, you should dedicate some time to at least respond to people's comments, and criticisms, no matter how they put it. I know some people can be a little, intrusive and a little, too much, but just find a way of, filtering those ones out. However, I believe no matter how busy you are, at least just reply to comments. When I see people having, a whole lot of people, and then there's no comments, there's no reply, it's quite disheartening to me, because I feel like, look, there are so many fragrances competing. The algorithm is not helping a lot of people. So if the algorithm has pushed your fragrance to someone, and the person has watched, and you cannot even appreciate the person's presence on your channel, that is not, nice. I don't think you can answer every single thing, but at least make the efforts, at least for people who are watching, to see that you are appreciating them. So at least put in the effort to reply to people's comment. The next thing I would like to say might be a little controversial, but it is something that I have observed, and I guess feel like, as a fragrance reviewer or someone who talks about fragrances, I don't think there is any pressure on you to be under everybody's comment. I don't think so. Personally, I don't go to everybody's comments, not because I don't like them. There are so many fragrance channels that I love, I support by liking their videos, but I don't necessarily go to comments. I feel like there's a certain indirect pressure on you to always comment under certain videos, because whenever I see people commenting under almost every fragrance channels, I'm like, wow, I appreciate that. I appreciate that support, that sisterhood, that brotherhood. I really appreciate that. But I think you should know where you are welcomed. Once you get your foot into it, you should just study whatever it is and know where you are welcomed. People would like you naturally. Some people, you also like them naturally. You click, you enjoy their videos, you like the videos, you comment under that. But I don't think you should be every single place. No, I don't know. That is my personal take. You might disagree with me. A lot of people might disagree with me, but I guess feel like it is a lot of pressure being under everybody's comments. You don't have to do that if you don't have the time, if you don't feel like it, Supporting people it's not always about being under their comments. You can do that just giving their videos a like. I guess feel it's a lot of pressure if you have to be under everybody's comment just to show them that you like them. There are so many, I can't even countless number of fragrance channels that I watch. I have never commented under their channels, but I still enjoy them. I give them my like, and then that's it. And I enjoy the comments, and that's it. So I don't think you have to feel the pressure to comment under every reviewer's video. And also, don't take offense when people do not like your videos. Don't take offense when you have very few likes, very few comments. Don't take offense to that at all. Just be yourself. Enjoy what you are filming. Enjoy what you are doing. Put up content that you feel comfortable about. Put up content that you feel good doing, and just leave the rest to the algorithm to play its part. whether people will like you because they simply like you. Don't expect, like, you shouldn't have much expectation when it comes to this, you know, otherwise you're going to be heartbroken all the time. The likes are important, the comments are important, you know, because they all help in pushing your videos. But don't be so disheartened when you don't see them, you know, because there are some videos that will do so well but you don't get the likes, and there are other videos too which will not do well and you still not get the likes. So I think you should just be a little level-headed and have like very low expectation when it comes to your views, your likes, and the comments and all, because it is a tough, you know, it is a tough thing being on YouTube, because the competition is great, you know, and you being a rookie is going to be very difficult. But I think the consistency and the persistence that you have might pay off eventually. The last few tips I have here is one that I feel I did, you know, I feel like it's one of the mistakes I made initially when I started, and that is tagging people in their videos. You know, when you do videos and you're uploading, then you tag people. Initially when I started, I just saw people doing that. I was like, okay, let me tag that, because I felt it would give me the visibility, you know, and then I would tag people who I know have the numbers, thinking, okay, it's going to help my channel. But now, if you ask me, I wish I could just take those things back, because it's something that I regret doing. It is only, I'm only going to tag people when I feel like, okay, I've done a video and I've mentioned their names, or it's a tag video I'm doing. I want them to also do the video, or I've referenced them and I'm tagging them. But I don't think it is necessary to tag people on videos that they are not even related just because you feel it can help you get the visibility. I feel it is quite intrusive, it is quite rude. I did it in the past, and if I could take that back, I would, you know. So this one is a personal thing. I don't feel it is courteous, you know, to be tagging people on videos that they are even not related just because you feel it can push your videos in one way or the other, you know. So I think it's one thing that you can think about, you know, when you are uploading your video. And the last point I want to say is be yourself. No matter what you do, just be yourself. Enjoy whatever content you are creating. Be within your budget. Do something that you enjoy doing. Do videos that you think are going to be valuable to people. Do videos that you know, there are certain times you just do videos because you know you're going to get the numbers. At other times, you know you're going to do because you're going to get the likes. At other times, you know, there are so many reasons why you do the videos. But in whatever you do, just be yourself. There's nothing difficult than doing a video that you don't enjoy doing. You're doing it just because you have to, you know. You just have to enjoy your routine, enjoy the video. I know it can be stressful shooting, editing, and putting it up, you know, but just whatever you're doing, try to enjoy it. To me, those are the only things I think would make you survive here on YouTube. It is tough. You need to have a tough skin, you know. You need to really have a tough skin, because people have been on this platform for years, and being a rookie here is not easy, you know. But if you are fortunate enough, you have people to welcome you and take you as family, and then, you know, in the form of other reviewers, in its form of subscribers, people who comment under your videos, you know, you get all that support, and there is nothing more amazing than that. So just be yourself, enjoy doing your videos and put it out there, and just pray and wish that the algorithm, you know, does its magic, and then your video is viewed, and in so doing you get your subscribers, and then you can pick it up from there. So that is all I have for you, and I hope this video found you well. Please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. I would truly appreciate that. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in my next one. Take care. Bye bye.